question. Ed, are we boring you? I hope not, because this is a serious matter. Someone entered our confidential records room last night. Oh. Do we know how they gained entry? Yes, as I've been saying, from an ID badge. That of Larry Deacon. Larry? That doesn't make sense. Why don't we ask him? Ed, are you all right? You seem off. As you already know, since you're leading the investigation, Larry was found dead 2 weeks ago. An apparent suicide. Huh? I need some air. I've not been feeling well. Ed, step away from the cabinet now. Ed, you're under suspicion of espionage, and we believe Larry was in on it with you. Step away from the files, or I am authorized to shoot. I'm not joking, Ed. Get away now.
The end is coming! You have to listen to me now! I've seen it! This is the end of days! The end of days!
Welcome to the quest for the Green Ball, the rise of Ralu Azath. What a wild week one. Missed kicks, overtime games, and upsets. And of course, it wreaked havoc in our league, much like the shadows seem to wreak havoc on people's minds. This is the first part of episode 2, which will have 2 other parts, one dropping tomorrow about our game of the week and other matches, and one dropping on Sunday with our game of the week winner joining us from week 1. Of course, our power rankings took a big hit here with the truth about preseason rankings coming to fruition. Spoiler, they don't matter. And we begin with our game of the week with league rookie AR's Ayahuasca Plant hosting the Stellar Bitches at the Peaks of Dracos in the Ganymede division. And of course, the Stellar Bitches entered ranked 3rd in the league following the draft, with AR's Ayahuasca Plant coming in ranked 5th. And it was the Bitches who actually escaped with their mind intact with an 86.24 to 57.2 win, as AR's Ayahuasca Plant got a crash course into the difficulties of this league. The visiting Stellar Bitches didn't have the greatest game, but this ended up being a surprisingly low-scoring affair with 88 yards and a touchdown by Gabe Davis and 71 yards and a touchdown by Mike Evans being the real highlights. The Chargers defense did add 6 sacks and 3 interceptions in a pretty nice performance, getting double-digit points, and scary Terry McLaurin at 58 yards and a score as well. But there were some blows, though. A hand injury to Dak Prescott, causing him to miss 6 to 8 weeks. The bitches do have Kirk Cousins as backup, though, and he did have 23 points on her bench, so I have a sneaking suspicion that the Stellar bitches are going to be just fine. Rookie wide receiver Jahan Dotson had 2 scores on her bench as well, so there's depth there. Williams and Henry did miss out on reaching the end zone at the running back position. That kept their score low as well. As for AR's ayahuasca plant, it was a rough debut in the league with a week 1 low score across all of us. Devontae Adams did have 141 yards and a touchdown, but that was really the only highlight, as he also lost Eli Mitchell to a knee injury. He will miss 2 months. That is a rough blow. One of the highlighted players going into this as well. Aaron Rodgers also looked like he missed Devontae Adams in a big way, finishing with 195 yards and 2 turnovers, including an interception, which he doesn't seem to throw in divisional matchups. Overall, it wasn't the best game of the week, but the bitches will take it, being the first one of us to win on the big stage. Moving on to our other matches in the league, and there were some pretty crazy ones. Sticking in the Ganymede division, the multiple scoregasms and defending champion Remember the Titans had the highest scoring battle of week 1 with several beast games, but in the end, the host scoregasms held on for the 123.58 to 115.98 win at the Secret Sea of Galanis. Jonathan Taylor showed why he was the number 1 overall pick with 161 yards rushing and a score on 31 carries. Josh Allen also had a monster game with 297 passing yards, 56 rushing yards, and 4 total TDs. Bateman, Connor, and St. Brown also had touchdowns. Saquon Barkley collected 194 total yards and a score to lead Remember the Titans. Fournette and A.J. Brown combined for 292 yards but did not reach the end zone. And Suck Up and the Ravens defense were very good at the bottom of the lineup, picking up double-digit points. Sutton had a chance to lead Remember the Titans to a Monday night comeback, but he fell a 20-yard touchdown short. It's a tough loss for a team that ended up having the 3rd best score of the week. In the Europa Division, my Dark Ridge Dreamers picked up a road win with a 112.92 to 72.1 victory over the Clash at Demon Head. The swirling skies at Havard Point. Justin Jefferson, who fell to my Dreamers at 6th overall in the draft, thank you everyone, went off for 184 yards and 2 touchdowns on 9 receptions. A monster game. Murray had a couple of garbage time TDs as well, and Sheldon Brown added 173 total yards. Hollywood Brown also scored a touchdown in garbage time. McCaffrey did score for the Clash at Demon Head, and the Bills defense did go off for 20 points as well, and a pretty big-time defensive performance on Thursday night. But that was all they got. In the other matchup in Europa, host Loki Lebowski Thor defeated Uncle Justy 105.96 to 87.38 at the Salt Mines of Thorgard. Justin Herbert had 4 total touchdowns, and Edwards-Helaire caught 2 receiving touchdowns. Deebo Samuel also had a rushing touchdown. Delvin Cook finished with over 100 yards. The Bucs defense dominated with 4 sacks and an interception, allowing just 3 points to the Cowboys. Ouch. And Judy added a touchdown on Monday night to put the icing on the cake. Uncle Justy was led by Jamar Chase with 129 yards and a touchdown. Michael Pittman also had 121 yards and a score, but that was all she wrote. Moving on to EO, Risky Business crushed the Siamese Dreamcats 140.3 to 88.82 at the Sulphur Mines of Barbara. Host Risky Business had several monster games in defiance of the computer's preseason ranking. Mahomes had 5 touchdowns to lead the way, coming back to the Mahomes of old. Why couldn't he have done that for me last year? And Kelsey finished with 121 yards and a touchdown. Hunt added 2 touchdowns as well, and Dillon also scored. Mixon finished with 145 total yards. The Dreamcats were led by Cooper Kupp, who had 128 yards and a touchdown. Lamar Jackson had 3 touchdowns. And Younghoe Koo had a beast game out of the kicker position with a couple of 50-plus yard field goals and a 40-plus yard field goal, finishing way up there with kickers, 18 points. Lastly, the elite Mother Tuckers hosted Green Acres at the volcanic plateaus of Vulcan, with Green Acres winning 85.22 to 73.92. The Dolphins defense ended up being the stars of this match with 2 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and a touchdown for Green Acres. Diggs added 122 yards and a touchdown, and Burrow somehow ended up with over 20 points despite turning the ball over 5 times. That's pretty insane. He did have 338 passing yards, 47 rushing yards, and a couple of touchdowns. The elite Mother Tuckers, just like AR's ayahuasca plan, didn't have the debut they hoped for, with the 3rd lowest score of the week. Hurts did have 90 yards rushing and a touchdown out of the quarterback position to go with 243 yards passing. Tyreek Hill also had 100 yards to lead the squad. And of course, all of these matchups set up 3 matchups next week between 1-0 teams and 3 matchups between 0-1 teams. It's funny how that worked out. That makes week 2 very intriguing. A lot of crazy matchups coming up. And that's the content for today, everyone. Join me again tomorrow as we preview our upcoming matchups of week 2 and we learn more about the game of the week destination. We're going to the ship graveyards at Beatrix Lane, so stay tuned for that. Until next time, salut. And definitely check out these new power rankings headed into week 2. Compare them to last week because there's a lot of shuffling going on. Peace.